Royale 4. It's out. It's been out for a couple of days already. It's a weird one. I have mixed sensation about this game, and I think there were people who bought it had the same sensation. Mine, from a certain perspective, tends to go to negative compared to the other games, Royale 2 and Royale 3, which I'm gonna do in this video. I think the game comes out as really mediocre, like really below average. And compared to Royale 3, which didn't came in such a good shape either, but was more compared to Royale 2, I think it was more appropriate for the series. But this game seems like they tried to innovate, but they took inspirations from games that didn't really fit the series of Port Royale and the Caribbean. It's not the same atmosphere. You don't feel like you came to the new world and now I'm gonna make money and just build businesses and be the king of the sea. You don't even know when you are the king of the sea, since they changed the ranks. It happens something weird with OBS and Port Royale 2, which doesn't really capture the full screen, so just gives a really rectangle, but from what I saw, it's still pretty visible and understandable. There's a minus. All my videos on Port Royale 2 are in Italian, but there's not gonna be many of them, and I'm gonna try and explain as best as I can. Just like that, I didn't want to. I had the hard copy of Port Royale 2 and didn't want to buy another one in English. I'm gonna talk about the free game, the sandbox mode. I don't care about the campaign, never played it, never will. Free game is all about the money, so. Nations. I think the best part of the game comes at the beginnings, nation characters, the graphics, and the win system. Let's talk about the nations. These bonuses are all decent. The higher the difficulty, the better they get. England is for military, faster working shipyards, which means more ship and less time. Reduce construction costs. This is good for building military frigate and ship of the line. It's okay. This is the best bonus for nations. Reduce construction costs for buildings, especially in difficult and hardcore difficulties. This is really relevant. This is okay. Your city grow faster and your city grow bigger, and you can buy more trading ships because less than 20 canas, so sloops and brigs, basically. Next one, character. Start with the merchant, which is broken, absolutely broken. I don't think they played the merchant and then compared it to the others. Does not require trade license, which means early game you'll have more money, period. You'll have more money. You'll set, once you discover a city, you can just place a trade route, you don't care, and you keep going until you discover all the map and place all the trade routes you need. And by early game, which it's all that matters, you're gonna make so much money that, yeah, unless you play on hardcore, obviously, then the money is gonna be made hard in longer time, but you're still gonna make money. This is able to trade with all nations, even at war. The AI in this game goes to war pretty often, and sometimes with all three of the nations, so having not being able to trade with other nations while at war, especially when they go with all three war. For example, you're in the Netherlands, and Spain's going to war with you, you're not going to be able to trade with half of the map. So this is really good. Your trade outs are going to keep going. Even if you get plundered, the amount they plunder is not relevant. You're going to make it right back. And, which is hilarious, you can repair in hostile cities even if you're at war. So, I don't know. Good mechanic, I guess. Combat vessel will cost twice as much fame points. This is not a drawback. You're not gonna buy combat vessel with fame points. Fame points are so expensive to get because you need to invest time into it, to do all the missions, to take care of Viceroy and stuff. That the combat vessel are your last priority, and you're gonna get them from capture. You're gonna do fights and capture them, so you're never gonna have the problem to buy combat vessels. The Buccaneer is the decent one. When you go higher difficulty, hardcore, this is irrelevant. You're gonna go to war all the time, and you want the letter mark. Then gain 5 points at the beginning. It's good. It's kind of good. You're gonna have more captains, and you can just build everything faster from the concessions or get administration for the cities. Double loss of fame for piracy. Piracy is not worth it. Piracy is not worth it in this game. Just you're gonna get pirate. Probably the probabilities that a military convoy is gonna attack you are so high that you're just gonna lose your ship. So early game is not worth it. Late game, it's not worth it anyway. The pirates, same thing. You'll not be attacked by pirates. Starts with the pirate bark. This is a good bonus. Starts with the pirate bark, okay, but you don't want to arm it because the way costs in this game work, you're gonna pay so much for your crew's wages plus the ship. Since it's a military ship, you're gonna have more costs on it. I mean, it's okay bonus. You start with the ship and the captain as well. You'll not be attacked by pirates. Doesn't matter. Pirates. I played four games. Pirates spawn after 5 years. Only 50% loss of fame. Piracy is not worth it. All buildings will be 20% more expensive. This is a drawback, huge drawback, especially on high difficulties. The adventurer, this is okay bonus. I guess you wanna do a lot of fighting with this, but you just fight to capture ships and sell it. Destroying ship is not worth it, and this is irrelevant. He's able to order vessels which he has defeated in battle. It's whatever. You're gonna capture most of the vessels. You don't want to spend fame on vessels. And this is the same as our games. Even though the difficulty, the AI doesn't get smarter. The AI stays the same. It's still dumb. The game gets harder by imposing you economy restrictions, which means you are hard. Makes you harder to earn money. That's it. It just takes a longer time to earn money. This is one of my games. I'm playing on, this is a regular mode with the merchant, because why not? The merchant is so broken. It's decent played. Our games are just, seems to me, pretty grindy. You have to grind for building licenses. You have to grind to micromanage at war your convoys. If you want a harder game, whatever. So the biggest thing you're gonna notice, well, the map has changed, and you have a win system. This is, I think, good. I don't know really about this. I mean, it's kind of realistic, but there are so many parts of the game that aren't. But it's a good add-on compared to our games that didn't have it. They have a wind system, but they don't have weather systems. They don't have tornadoes, and storms never hit your cities. So I don't know. It's a half-done job. Cities. This is the biggest change, or one of the biggest, but for sure big. I don't understand this change. Is to be for Royale 2 and for Royale 3, the cities were single entities, which means there are points on the map. Your ship goes. There's a loading screen, and you get in the city. Pretty easy. But here is integrated in the map. Well, it's 2020, like, yeah, makes sense. Good technology. PCs are way stronger than 2012 or 2004 for that matter. But I have a problem with this. Yes, you change the way city works, but you reduce building spaces. So makes sense. You don't want too much buildings, so especially later in the game you can lag the game. Makes sense. But this doesn't make sense. In Royale 2 and Royale 3, you had 5 maximum, a cap, prefixed 5 things you can build in the city, 5 resources. And chains of buildings were impossible. Like you had on Tortuga textiles, on Isabel cloth, and on Port-au-Prince cotton. So I had to have 3 routes. They gave Tortuga cotton and then textiles from Tortuga to Isabel, and you bought clothes in Isabel. But now they changed this, so you can build a chains of buildings, cotton farms, weaving mills, and tailoring, which is good. This is a good change. I like it. You can concentrate your production, but you have less building spaces. In average here, you have 110, but in Port Royale 3, you had from 240 to 270 to 75 building spaces. So you can build more buildings, but have less space. I don't get the logic of that. Anyway, moving on. You can now build residences, they're no longer homes, and you have to build services to it. Hospitals, taverns, parks, and markets. That's a market here, but there are markets too. Okay, but you have less building spaces, and you give me more buildings to build. So everything, you have less space, but more things to build. This is the market. So where's the logic? If you have more buildings, you have more space, not less space. The interaction between these doesn't make any sense. Plus, let's say here in Tortuga, I want to build sawmills, brickyards, but later in the game I have metal here, so I'm gonna build forge, and I'm gonna make tools, foundry, then tools. So it's gonna be all used up, and I have to build homes, and I have to build services from the homes. This is gonna get full up really quick. I don't get it. So you basically give more buildings to build and less space. Okay, then next one. If you're not administrator of the town, which you get by having 500 employees and town workers, you pay one fame and a lot of gold. Until that, you cannot build homes. Like I have activities, not here. So I want to fill them up with workers. Well, there's no homes. Well, how can I build homes? But you can't build homes. You have to be the admin, but you can't be the admin because you don't have enough workers in the town. So you just have to wait for the slow AI to build workers, to build homes and services for the homes. Yeah, this is there's no logic behind it. I want to make a city grow fast. Build businesses, build homes. Why can't you build homes? You can do it in Royale 2 and Royale 3. You can do it easily. And for which is more ironic, uh, why I can't buy building permits in our factions? What is this? What happened? Do you have brains? What is this? This doesn't make any sense. Why I can't? I wanna has vegetables. I wanna bring vegetables to all this free city, but I wanna do it in Santiago because it has corn too. So I'm bring Tortuga corn and vegetables, but I can't buy a building permit. Okay. Here I have a video of a siege. I'm being sieged up by France, and I have buildings on Isabel. I'm gonna speed it up. The siege takes a while because sieges suck in this game. And I have buildings, like you saw it. This is after the game. Look what happens. The siege is almost done. And here you go. We're funded for building site, which means I had business. The business are done. I can't have the business and that's it anymore. And have refunded for 10,000. Or this one. I had these businesses here. Always taking corn from here and bringing it to Tuga. Here you go. And I don't have that business anymore. So, great job, I guess. Okay, next part. Workers. This is not far out. I have 2,300 workers. I have to pay 2 million. What? What is this? I actually crazy. And for the love of God, where are the rents? I have homes here. This is mine. I build this stuff. So this go public. I don't. This is mine. I wanna buy this. I wanna have to pay. Okay. What is this? This is a hardcore. As you can see, I have 920 workers. Look at the expenses, the wages. This is stupid. Who thought this? I have to pay so much. Doesn't make any sense. And since I'm on hardcore, I make less money from trading, which means I get more punished for having workers. That translates in business are not worth it in higher difficulties. Just not. You can build them on regular, you can maybe build them on difficult, but on hardcore, no. It's done. And even on regular, you pay a lot. So, I don't know, it's not worth it. It just wasn't thought out so much. Okay, poor Royale free. Well, let's see the buildings in the first place. Yeah, house. No. This is mine. You can see here, rental income 209. Yes. You get our info, but still, this is the total you get per day. And then you have the expenses. There you go. Easy enough. Then you go into balance, and you have the total. I have 32,000 employees, which is a lot. I pay 2 million. 2 million for 32,000. Okay. And I get 1.6 million in rent. And this makes sense. You pay a lot, but you build homes and you get rent. Was it that hard? That's just a number. Just put a number, it's a calculation. I guess a feature that doesn't matter in the game. So why you build homes? I don't suppose markets, hospitals, saying goddamn taverns to make profit too. So basically, it's a sunk cost to build these buildings and have this mechanic that makes no sense and just invest money and get nothing. It's not done. Last thoughts on buildings. I mean, the warehouse houses are kind of broken. You cannot set to the amount you want, which I think it's because it breaks the economy. It's a balance thing. Probably didn't give a much thought to it. But in general, most of the time, buildings are not worth it. You're gonna make most money in sales from the trade routes, and then later in the game, when you actually get into combat, you're gonna sell ships. The AI is decent at building cities. Usually in 5 years, the Viceroy city is gonna be fully built up, so there's no problem for the trade routes. Talking about trade routes, they're decent. My only problems, I'm gonna show you this one. It's from warehouse to warehouse, which is bugged. So, okay, I'm gonna set up a trade route now. This one, edit. I'm producing corn here. I'm gonna load 500 from the warehouse and unload. Confirm. Assign. I have the raw materials in the warehouse, so I should take it from here and bring it here. Let's see if it works. Well, as usual, repairs. Okay, go. It didn't unload. Okay, busted. Next thing, I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna change this route. It's gonna buy 500, whatever price, and unload. Confirm. Assign. Let's see if it works. Now let's sell. Activate again. Okay, it bought. Didn't unload. It's repairing. Okay. It's repairing a lot. That's 99. Didn't unload. So warehouse to warehouse, buy to warehouse, doesn't work. I'm gonna show you import Royale free. We have a convoy. It's pretty easy. Ah, by the way, let's see Curacao. Import Royale free, you have different options for trading, which were default in the game. Prosperity, increase prosperity of the town, profit, maximum profit, empty the warehouse of that town and sell everything, procure raw materials, sell supply, building materials, distribute between the warehouses, centralize. Okay, so I'm gonna add this to towns. It's pretty easy. Go for town, to ship, cotton, query, price maximum 100. And Curacao to warehouse, query. Easy, activate, 10 speed, get it done. Let's see the warehouse. It had 30 cotton, so we had the system working well and for L3, so yep. Okay, UI. I'm gonna talk about the trading UI. This is Royale 2. I'm gonna compare it to Royale 3. I think this is the best one. Why? Well, early game is gonna be really quick to trade. You're just gonna buy 10, 10, sell 10, sell 10. Or you're gonna do 100, it's no problem. Or 1 for the imported good stuff, which costs a lot. Which is really quick, really easy to do. And if you have like this one, you want to sell in bulk, there's a slider in the middle. It's pretty good. And the most important thing, everything is in one window. Like you have every product here, you don't have to scroll, you have to do nothing. I have a simple button for the cannonballs and cannons and muskets and swords. Then you have a ship selected. So easy to change through everything. Go here, okay. I want to buy this one, sell. I want to sell 200 cannons, buy. Move around, this is from the warehouse to ship, ship to town, town to warehouse. Easy, really easy to change. The most part I like this one. Quick, really quick. Getting back to Royale 4. This is the trading system. Well, I have to scroll, so that's a pain every time. I wish the icon was smaller and everything was in one window without need to scroll. But decisions, I can't really criticize this, or even the other UI. I think the statistics are okay, but all the other infos are decent. Can't complain much. Okay, time to talk about fame and concessions.
Are you here to support the Netherlands?
No, I'm not. Fame, it's a weird one. I mean, from what I saw, it's here to waste your time. So you get fame through delivering products to Nassau, colonial commodities, these ones, doing quests for the Viceroy, killing ships in war, killing pirates, capturing cities, and doing quests for cities or whatever in the sea. It's okay, but the missions from the Viceroy are usually these ones. Deliver, or go to that city and grow that city. You can't even build homes in cities which are not the administrator, which usually kills the point.
I'm sure you'd like to.
And that's kinda it. I mean, it's a replacement for ranks. Ranks were pretty good because ranks were based on money. The more money, the higher the rank. Fame is based on what missions, how many missions can you actually do. It's kind of brain dead. You don't use your brain. You use your brain to make money, not to do missions, which is repetitive as this one. Concessions. This shouldn't be in the game. This actually shouldn't be in the game. I have 16 million. Don't you think I can find a guy who can bring me beer? And I doubt the viceroy gives a damn if I hire someone who can brew me beer or other this stuff. It's whatever. For the captains, if you want to make me pay, I mean, you can pay the viceroy. The West Indies pay taxes to the king, and the king just gave him the permit to have armed escorts to their convoys. It's nothing new. Did they produce ships? I don't know about that. Military ships? Probably not, but still, they used to have military escorts. It was from the government or private, doesn't matter. But still, this shouldn't be in the game. This wasn't in the game in the last games. Captains were tied to the rank. The higher the rank, the more you can field. And this one is, it's here to waste your time, basically. Make fame to get ahead in the game. It wasn't like this in the past. And plus, it has no logic. You have a lot of money, so build whatever you want. It's time for command points, which I want to talk briefly about. Captains and command points. Captains are, it's okay. I don't want to rage on this, which is kind of stupid. Command points. Why? Just why? Explain me why. Last game, the you had free. You can field free ships. which made sense in the context because the ships in Port Royale 3 were not for combat, were for escort. You used free ships to escort your convoy, your trade convoy. It was like Patrician 4, which is directly inspired, which I kind of like. It was a different take on the genre. But here, this is battle. You go into battle, so don't you think you can hire officers to lead the ships? You are the captain. You hire some officer. You can fill whatever amount of ships you want. So, I don't see command points. I think in Port Royale 2, you didn't have this. You just can fill 5 ships. You had 5 ships in a convoy, which can be armed. You can go around, kill whatever you want. It wasn't a limitation. Yeah. So we are in Port Royale 2 again. I'm gonna show you the combat. Just fighting a military convoy to England. So this is pretty easy. I have different kind of cannonballs. This is for killing the sailors. This is chain balls, and this is the normal cannonballs, and this is for boarding. Usually, you just want to do the fragmentary shots to deplete the sailor of the enemy, and then you want to board them. It's not worth destroying ships in this game. They worth too much. Plus, it annoys you every time. You waste too much time destroying ships. You have wind here, and it's keyboard related for SS to make your shots, but you can dodge. You just go around maneuvering through the winds. Here you go. With the wind now you have the maximum speed. Usually the strategy, you wish the ship all the lines, these two ones, just soak up damage, because they have so much HP you just can play around them. Here I'm getting boarded, but it's okay, this is how it goes usually. And then I have a ship on the line, I'm gonna try and deplete the manpower. I'm boarding myself. It's okay, I have the two galleons, which you use to board usually. They're not as resistant as a ship of the line, but they're faster against the wind. I'm just gonna slow this guy down. He's gonna board me, yeah. I have the military frigate. Fastest ship on the game. Oh, okay, and the battle is done. Pretty easy, pretty quick. As you can see, I can just have 10 ships on the map. The 5 of the enemies and my 5 ships. Now I captured the ships, the cannons, and the eventual cargo they have. Here I'm Port Royale 4. I'm attacking a fresh convoy. I vastly outpowered him, but I want to showcase the combat. I'm gonna do manual combat. And here you go. Okay, first thing first. Why ships start next to each other? When you engage a fleet, you just stay in line and then engage all together. I don't have ships that start the combat next to each other. Plus, where is the queue of the ships? What ship goes next? Does this one go next? Does this one go next? Does this one go next? I don't care about them in tactics. I know they go next because it's turn-based. There's no speed. There's no... in which direction I can go faster. This seems a grid. Can go in every direction the same. For this part, different direction. Whatever. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot this one. Okay, I'm gonna go shrapnel because you wanna deplete and capture the ship as the Royale 2. You wanna just capture the ship, you're never gonna destroy them. They pay you good money. Okay, and turn. Oh, it's this one. How did I knew? I didn't know. Okay, next turn then. By the way, there's no speed up, so this is how slow they go. There's no, you can't speed the battle. In this kind of battle, the bigger ship wins. Has more cannons, has more health, has more sailors, so you're immune to this, to boarding. So yeah, I guess numbers win. This is all numbers. Nice. From a good tactic. I mean, in Royale 2, it was skill based for the most part. Yes, there are numbers, but you can manage your ship, can move it to dodge the cannonballs, can go against the wind, with the wind, kite. Here's just okay. Guess it's this. This is uninspired. Like the laziest thing. You have the ship designs, and you just make them move. Nothing particular. And by the way, this is every combat. Every combat is like this. Especially if you have a bigger enemy convoy, military convoy, it just drags out a lot because they have more sailors, so you have to deplete them and capture. It's not worth destroying as usual. Plus, the boarding is not immediate. It's not one round. You have to wait 3 rounds for the ship to board another one. Even it has 0 sailors, or even you have spear and strength, as you saw here. I have 200 sailors against 50, so it still takes 3 rounds, which doesn't make any sense. And then you capture, so yeah, this is stupid. I don't like. I mean, this is the biggest change and the worst change put together. I'm gonna show again how much ships sell for, which is. By the way, this is hardcore. That was a hardcore battle. So yeah, you're gonna see. This is how you make money in this game in hardcore. Get into. Oh, this is a bug. If you remove zoom dependent, it doesn't actually speed up when you zoomed in, and it stays the same when you zoomed out. So if you zoom out and you zoom dependent like this, it goes full speed, and when you zoomed in, it just goes for 3 per. So yeah, good coding. So here you go, half a million, almost 1 million. Yeah, this is how I make money. They repair for almost nothing. By the way, ships, buying ships in hardcore, yeah. You like this price? Good stuff. Okay, no thank you. So basically this is the combat. Judge for yourself. So, sieges. I'm in Port Royale 3 and Port Royale 2. And there in Port Royale 2 there's a mechanic that every nation has a limit of convoy, which means they usually tend to be three, two or three more military convoys than the number of cities. For example, here, then England has 14 cities and 16 military convoys. And this, since you have more convoys than your city, the game considers you as a strong nation, which means you can't conquer a city when they're strong, not even when they are normal strength. But you can conquer a city when they weak, like this one. They have less military convoys than their cities. So now I'm aware of Spain. I'm Holland, the Netherlands. I'm aware of Spain. I'll go to the viceroy, and he says me the Spain doesn't have enough military convoys to protect these waters, but Netherlands does. So he can cover his city, but Spain can't. So I now accept the missions to go and conquer one of these cities. I have to choose which one. I'm gonna go for Gibara. I'm gonna wait for this combat to repair. Refill the man, sell the cannons. Arm the convoys. And I'm almost done. In this city to attack, and this Port Royale to attack a city, I have to have this enabled, which means this button lets you get in a city and attack it. Unless this one is checked, you can attack a city. And you can even attack a city if you don't have letter mark, or you want to do piracy and just sack cities. It's whatever. Okay, I get in. I have two options now. I can attack the port with his defenses, with defense towers, or I can attack by land with the manpower, my manpower against their manpower. The safest route is by land. I'm gonna show you by land attack. Here's the proportions in which you want muskets or sabers, it doesn't matter. Here are the other defenses, just click on them. Spacebar to speed up, because you don't want to wait. Attack this, then attack the muskets. Now I have to fight the captain. This is pretty easy fight. All the duels are easy in this game. But still, it's a feature that it's missing both from Port Royale 3 and Port Royale 4. Less content. Defend. Defend. Even if it's dumb, in my opinion, they shouldn't have cut out content. They shouldn't have. But they did. Their choice. You have energy, you have health. Pretty easy. And I win. Now you're gonna get two options. To annex the city or to sack it. I'm gonna next obviously for the viceroy, or you can even sack it for some gold and all the cargo in the market. Other than this, you can go to the viceroy and he's gonna give you the reward. Yeah. And now, since I conquered already two cities for Netherlands, they're gonna reward me as with my own city. It's not gonna be a full city, it's gonna be only 25% of the territory, but still is yours. So I can choose between these 4 green dots. Which one is better? This one is really good, but it's in Spanish territory. I can choose this one, which is closer to Tampa, which I have a lot of production, so I'm gonna choose Carlos. Let's get into it. Oh, I love these pop-ups. Yeah, new settlement. Okay, here we are. Now this is the city. It's empty. It's yours. You can't only build in this. I mean, you're the only one who can build in this city. You can build this one. You can build defense towers. You can build docks, church, all these buildings. You can just put more resources here. You can sell. You don't need warehouse in the city. You can just sell from your mansion at whatever price you want. Well, I want to sell at 1. It lets me sell at 1. Or I can buy at 1, or I can sell at 1. Buy at this price, it doesn't matter. There's no limit on how much you can the price. And basically this is the conquest of the city. You can also, well, you can conquest other cities through missions. There's some missions that you go help a city get its prosperity up, and this city flips sides to Netherlands or wherever nations you get the missions from. This is basically it in Royale 2. Okay, now we're back to Royale 4. I have a boa license to go to war with France. I'm gonna conquer St. Augustine. You have to do this. There's no mode to attack every city you want, so okay. Here you go. By the way, there's no convoy limitations. You just can go and attack him. It doesn't matter how many convoys this nation has, or the fact that Netherlands is so small, and yeah, doesn't matter. Netherlands can have 1 city, just have an Nassau, and in 1 war you can give him just half of the Caribbean. It doesn't matter. There's no limit to it. Just snowball and conquer. So yeah. Now it's sieged up. This is the siege. You just wait. The AI can counter you if he wants to. I have a pretty hilarious clip when, if you, for example, get attacked, like here. I'm gonna manual this. I'm gonna pause and manual. So I successfully won the battle. I'm gonna wait it to finish. I'm gonna show you a beautiful mechanic this game. Do you think it's still in siege, right? Because you're sending the town, get attacked. Okay, just ended already. Okay, captured free city, got more. Okay, here we go. Just goes in the city. For what reason? You have to do it again. No, it can't go in the city because it has more ships than the stupid command point. So you can't attack the city now. Just have to go in the city, unload your ships. Okay, which one? I'm gonna keep the cargo because it's more healthy. Okay, done that. Now I can go out, and it lets you siege again. Oh, okay, the siege from that point. So that's a bummer. I just wasted a few days now. I have to give up some manpower, or I didn't, but still I have to. 880. Now I have this much. And why can't I keep my ships? Okay, let's go on. Ah, by the way, have you seen this bug? It's independent, which means you should always speed up a flipper. Well, it doesn't work. This doesn't work. If you go this one, it slows, but this one should go fast all the time. It doesn't work. Just go slower. Okay. Here we are, conquering. This is fun. So, I get some points towards my thing, okay. And now I have some options. Spare. I have a question. Why commit to conquer a city? To go into that, you have to spare it. Why do you have to spare it? Do you conquer a city by mistake? Spare. This will make a sense if you could raise it to the ground. I mean, the city will not exist. Just kill everyone, raise the city to the ground. But why? Why should you go commit and conquer a city and spare it? Then you have plunder and annex. Let's annex it to the empire. This is annexed. So, what did you get for it? Building permit. Let's get the building permit. Don't even administrate it at the town. Do you get your own stuff? Nope. You conquer 2 cities. You go to the viceroy. He thanks you for conquering a city. And after 2 city conquer, gives you one, all one. Yep. No, here, nothing. Just give me a building permit. I guess you can build in the city. You're not even the administrator. So that's a great reward. Before I conclude, I'm gonna mention some features that were present in previous titles and here are missing. There's no marriage. There's no distinction between settlers and sailors. There's no loans and lending system. There's no feasts to improve prosperity in your towns. You can't build your own manor. Administrated cities don't generate taxes. There's no reputation system, which means there's no redeeming for piracy or being hostile to a nation. It used to be in Royale 2, you had a system that if you do bad things to a nation, just gonna go to its governor, pay gold, and you get your reputation back. Doesn't seem to be a limit to AI military convoys generation. There's no tower interactions, and there's no mini games. There's no drought, famines, natives invasion, and fire system in cities. You can't sneak in ports while at war, unless you play the merchant. There's no limit on conquest. There's no 10 speed. And you can't arm merchant ships to use as combat vessel. There are a few people on forums and debating on Steam. And they basically say, come on guys, this can't be Royale 2 and Royale 3 over again. Be reasonable. Yeah, I understand. And they are technically right. This can't be the same game. No one will buy it. They say, well, I have Royale 2 and Royale 3. Why should I buy this game? But this is not a Royale game. When you do a sequel to a series or to another game, you have to compare it to our game and see, okay, that game has some features. And since this is a series, and those features were common amongst the other games, you kind of have to respect them. Or you do better at them. But when you change them so much as they have been changed in this game, in essence, the map, the combat, the way you build, the way you approach the cities, the way you approach the diplomacy, the way you approach the war too, the way you approach the rank system, when you change all these things, this is not a Royale game because it doesn't respect everything that the series had to offer. When you see Royale 4, okay, this game has to be better than the others. Well, this is not like the others. This is nothing like the others. This is not inspired by Royale 3. This is inspired by 2 games, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, by the way, so whatever. If you want to agree, agree. If you don't, whatever. The first one is Rise of Venice, and the second one is Grand Ages Medieval. Since the first one, just bombed at launch. Bombed at launch, it had some DLCs, now has a gold edition, whatever, I don't care. But the game has never been fixed, still the same. And the second, Grand Ages Medieval, did decently at launch for a new game, which no one expected and cared about. But then the devs said, well, we don't care about this game, and just abandoned the project and didn't fix the bugs, didn't fix the balance, let it roll like that, and it failed, no one plays it. So this game, the so-called Royale 4, yeah, soulless cash grab. That's all it is. Why is it a soulless cash grab? Firstly, they targeted the nostalgia of their fans and used that. Because let's face it, who bought this game? It's people like me who just played thousands of hours in Royale 2 and hundreds of hours in Royale 3, which adore those games, and say, okay, let's try this out. And I tried this out. Second, most of the new mechanics, i.e. fame, are there to waste your time. Like, it's a fake sense of progression. It's not real progression. Plus, they're boring. There's no content in this game. The mission you do to get fame, this just the most simple thing. The Viceroys gives you 2 or 3 types of mission. The most missions the Viceroy gives you is like, okay, I have a surplus in my nation, take the products and go sell in the other nation. That nation has surplus, go buy and sell to me. That's it. This is the most missions you're gonna do for the Viceroy. What? Who thought this was a good idea? Okay, so that's it. You have some hour missions in the sea, but who cares about that? They're boring anyway. Oh, my grandma has a problem. There's a sailor in the sea, wherever. Hasn't changed much from previous games, but at least previous game has a good trading system. Ah, and another thing. On regular, you don't feel this much. But if you play on difficult and hardcore, the percentage-based cost of letters of mark and building permits gets so high that at some point in the game, buildings are not worth it. And especially letters of mark are not worth it. You easily find a case when you have 20 million wealth and you have to pay 5 million for a letter of mark. Yep, that's it. And thirdly, they lied to us. They said they had a beta in May, which wasn't really a beta, it was just a game with France, England, and the Netherlands, which are locked, so you had only Spain, but all the nations play the same. And they lied to us, and then on 24th of May they activated our missions and just put the game on 25. Straight up lying to us. They never fixed the content, they never give a damn. Those problems, I saw problems with the warehouse on May on YouTube, and they never cared. On even on forums I saw people post about it. Is it worth 50 euros? No. No way in hell. This is a failed game. Smart people refunded it. I didn't, so shame on me. I'm disappointed. Calypso, Gaming Minds, never giving you my money again.